Hurts so bad.
Okay, we're live.
Nobody wants to see that.
Comments on.
I popped up down there, but I don't. Where did it go after that?
Do what?
Something. I wasn't paying attention. I caught the tail end of something. I think comments would pop up here, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, where do they go after that? Oh.
If you guys can comment when you come on, so we know that there's a good connection. Good evening, guys. We're going to give it a few minutes here just for everybody to come on. Just going to make sure I have my comments up. Let's see.
Gosh, looking at this, I look pale as fuck. I don't think I'm that pale. I might be.
Hi, everyone. We're just going to give it a moment just for everybody to kick on real quick. Can someone comment and let me know? Just say hi. Okay, Steve, thank you. I'll make sure my comments are coming up here on StreamYard.
Well, Poopy, I don't think I've seen it.
Can you see comments, Melissa?
I don't think so. For whatever reason.
It should be on your right-hand side. You should have a bar on the right-hand side that shows comments, banner. Well, you probably have everything I have, but
I'm like, it is so. I can't even read it. I think I've seen something about 2 people, or I don't know why it's so
tiny.
Yeah.
Maybe you're. Yeah, I always raise my.
Like even at the bottom when I was looking through
and everything bigger. Good evening, everyone. I'm just gonna give it just a minute here for everybody to start kicking on before we start. Steve said hi, Melissa.
Hi, yeah, I know I'm not seeing comments. That sucks.
Huh.
I'm scared to do too much pushing because I'll disappear and then I won't be able to figure out how to get back.
That's true.
I feel like, oh.
StreamYard's a little different.
I'll be sending you a message like, oh, I'm lost.
Good evening, everyone. So we just want to jump on for a little bit, and we have not been. Why is that not showing? Hello, Tim. Tim said he's joining the live and listening in the vehicle, waiting on Aaron to get off work. I can see you, Tracy. Yes.
I don't see nothing.
So we have not been out for a few weeks. So Melissa is with us tonight, and I thank you, Melissa, for coming on tonight. And we are going out to investigations coming up here soon, but unfortunately, Melissa's had some situations going on with her. She's been going through some treatments, and I'm sure that's been extremely difficult.
Starting back up on Tuesday, I start the liquid chemo. That's yay. And if everything's right with my port, I will get the chemo on Tuesday. This first time they told me to plan for 5 or 6 hours at the hospital. So after that, it should only be 4 hours. And then I still come home with a pump. So I continue to get chemo for another 46 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, and hopefully I can just get right on through that like I did with the chemo pills and radiation. It's what I think the only thing I'm worried about with this is the neuropathy. I kind of feel like I already get that now. with some of my fingers and toes. So I'm like, great.
Is that temporary?
It could be. Most of the time it is. Sometimes it stops shortly after treatment. Sometimes it's a couple months. Sometimes it's permanent. I was like,
What was that?
Lucifer.
The cat?
Yes. On my altar, and I have no idea what he decided to just push off.
So, as you guys just heard, Melissa's going through chemo and radiation. So, she's going to be out for a while. She's not going to be able to, she can investigate here and there, but it's only going to be with a small amount of people. So, maybe 4 or 5 people at a time. And we'll get her, maybe try to get her out to the funeral home soon. I, on March 31st, had what's called a varicose vein procedure in my leg. So, I have been down with that for, 2 weeks. Coming Tuesday, you can't do anything. You can't, I mean, I had to bring somebody in to mow my grass. You can't, I went out and tried to lift some things today, and I am hurting really bad now. And it actually went from the top of my leg to my groin area. So that was the first procedure. I have 3 more procedures to do this summer. So that's going to keep me down for a little bit. So, I've got plans to, for May and June. At this point, I have another procedure May 11th, and that's going to take me off work for about 3 or 4 more days, and then a 2-week recovery. Hi, Paula. So it's really tough because if anybody tells you it's easy, it's not. The procedure is easy, 30 minutes, but the recovery is bad. You can't lay a certain way. You can't lay on your leg. I still can't lay on my left leg until after Tuesday for 2 weeks. You have to keep your leg straight. I mean, there's so many stipulations to what you have to do because it is they're taking out one of your veins. They put heat inside my vein, and then they collapse the vein. And then within 3 weeks to a month, your body dissolves the vein. So it's a tricky procedure. It is. And you have to be careful. So you have to walk continuously so you don't get a blood clot. And I had to literally walk 60 minutes inside my house the very first night. Every 3 to 5 minutes, I'd do a stopwatch, and I'd walk and I'd sit back down and I'd get back up. So it's a process. And I do have 3 more. I have 2 on one leg, 2 on the other leg. So hi, Amy. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Robert. Hi, Tessa. So anyway, that's why, I haven't been out. She hasn't been out. We just kind of had to step back for a little bit, and we have to recover from that. So here's the plan. So on May 2nd, we are going to Randolph County Asylum in Winchester, Indiana. Now we have a great group of people going to this investigation. We have 14 of us. We also have Jimmy and Jeff from Outlaw Paranormal will be coming up from Tennessee. And we have Tracy Rizzo, we have Steve Heineman and Tracy's husband coming from North Carolina and South Carolina. We have Britt and Tessa are coming with us. We have Dusty Puckett, Amish Man Paranormal. We have Tim and Aaron, Para X. Tim and Aaron Lovejoy, Para X. We also have Dan and Caroline coming. And I'm sorry, Tim, but I can't remember where his ghost. I'd have to pull up his information. Oh, gosh. Give me a second here so I can tell you who he is. I can't never remember who he is. He does a podcast called Ohio Mysteries Backroads, and he's also the team of North Coast History and Haunts. So Dan and Caroline will be with us as well. So we have a great group of people coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jimmy Ricker and I, Outlaw Paranormal, we are going to be filming an episode at Randolph. And this episode will be premiered on YouTube under both of our names, but it'll be premiered most likely under Outlaw Paranormal. Jimmy is actually going to edit that episode for us. So we are going to do some filming at Randolph. Then on May 4th, on a Monday after Randolph, Steve Heineman, Tracy Rizzo, her husband, Rich, and myself are going to be at the Haunted Broadwell Funeral Home in Felicity, Ohio. Now we are, I guess, going to go spend the night there. So we're going to stay the entire night. So I'm going to go to work on that Monday. I'm going to get off work early, and then we are going to go to the Haunted Broadwell Funeral Home in Felicity, Ohio, and we will do a live investigation that night. And then coming up, Jimmy and Ricker and I will be filming we'll be filming for Scare Network TV, and there will be an episode on Scare Network TV. I can't really say where Jimmy and I are going yet, but we are going to be filming an episode for Billy from Scare Network TV, and that will be broadcasted on his network streaming. So that will be an actual filming. And then the end of June, I will be heading to the Ura Shrine in Bristol, Tennessee, hopefully by the end of June. Now, Rick, the owner down there, is doing some remodeling right now at the shrine. So we're hoping he's going to be done by then, because that's where I stay. I don't stay at a hotel. I stay at the shrine. I sleep there all night for the entire weekend. So that will be Friday through Sunday. And I will give you a date on that as soon as I know more of when that's going to be. So we got a few different things coming up. Hi, Rita. Thanks, Rita. And I'm very excited to do this filming for Scare Network TV. That will be exciting. Billy does a great job with his editing and all his shows on Scare Network TV. And they just had a new one coming out for the Thomas House with Outlaw Paranormal. And they have another new one coming out. I can't really say, I don't think I can say where that one's coming from yet because they haven't really broadcasted. No, I take that back. They did. Outlaw Paranormal and then did an episode at the Ura Shrine in Bristol, Tennessee. And that will be coming out on Scare Network too. Scare Network is, I think it is on Roku. Rita asked if it was on Roku. Hi, Tiffany. So we just wanted to get on for just a little bit here and talk to you about what was coming up. And now Melissa was not able to be with us at the Haunted Broadwell Funeral Home the last time. But if you missed that, the live is actually on YouTube. I rolled it over to YouTube. There's also a live on YouTube from that night. We had a lot of activity, and really the last few times we've been there, right, Melissa?
Yeah, it's been, especially with that little girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a lot of, I feel like it's been a lot better results with less technology, more old school stuff. I feel like is where we've been doing a lot better with our evidence, and it's for there anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of silent moments at the funeral home are very important because that's when you pick up so many noises and disembodied voices. And speaking of that, so last Saturday, Steve Heineman and I were on the telephone. We were on the phone. I don't know why I said telephone. We were on the phone. We were talking. And I went out to smoke a cigarette, came back in, and I had this feeling that something was off. And I ran right into someone inside my house. So I told him I have to go get the recorder. I got the recorder, found out there was 4 spirits here. Evidently, I brought them all home from the funeral home. Yes, you, Steve. Steve said, who, me? I brought them all home from the funeral home, which I can roll you right into this live with us, Steve, if you wanted to come on here and talk about this. Found on Roku. Okay, Rita, great. Yeah, he has a lot of great shows on Scare Network TV. Anyway, so I got the recorder out. I had Steve on speakerphone, and I kind of talked to them, trying to get them. Well, I think I could add you in. How can I add you in? I got to figure out how I can add you in on here. This is StreamYard. I would have to send you the link, Steve, and you'd have to come on through the link. I can do that real quick. But anyway, so I was doing that, and I kind of demanded them to leave, and that didn't work. This guy says, F you in my house. I think it's getting a little dark in my house right now. He said, F you to me. And there was a bunch of disembodied voices. So when I was sitting on the floor playing with the cats, this little girl comes behind me and she goes, well, Melissa, what's that remind you of?
Oh, yeah, we've heard that several times.
Yeah. Yeah, the night with Tim and Aaron and all of us, we heard the humming inside the closet. We picked her up on the last investigation. So evidently what happened was I brought two men, a child, and a woman home with me from the funeral home. All four of them. So here's what happened. So I'm sitting on the other side of this table, and I could literally see the woman and a child stand there. And the woman would stand over here, and now somebody's just walking up on me as soon as I start talking about this. And the woman would stand there, and she had her right arm around the little girl. And there was a man standing right here, and there was a man over here in my utility room. And we did several EVPs and captured every one of them talking, and then disembodied voices of the child, and the woman was whimpering. Steve said the woman's whimpering, and then there was a disembodied voice. And I've got these recordings. That these are all inside my house, just EVP recordings. So we talked about it and thought I need to do this a better way. Okay. So if you all know me, I do not believe that we have the ability to move spirits. I do not. Who gives us that right? You know, who, and if we move them, where are we moving them to? But my mind's a little different on this right now, because I went ahead and sat here and I tried to push them to the light in my house, to their loved ones, and told them to trust me. It was going to be okay. And then at the very end of all the whole thing that I did, Steve and I sat here on the phone, him on speakerphone, and we did a prayer. And within that moment, Melissa, my house was completely calm. I felt like I was high because something came over me, and it was like my whole body was just relaxed. Now, ever since we did that last Saturday night, my house has been completely calm. No, I don't know. I'm assuming, and this is weird because, like I said, I don't believe we have that ability to move them, but she was crying. And in between this time, Steve will tell you, I had tears coming down my face. And I said, and then Steve said, you know, he's an empath, and he said, you know, I feel your emotion. And I said, this is not my emotion. This is that woman's emotion, the one that was whimpering. I could feel her. Yeah, the entire energy changed. He's saying, leave there, Jennifer, it's getting crowded. Yeah. Bob and Nana, my regular spirits, have not been here. I guess it did overcrowd in my house. So at that point, after the prayer, this calmness came over my house. It was amazing. Now, I mean, I went through this whole thing with them, and there was tears coming down my face, and I did this from my heart. You know, I really did this from my heart to help them. And on the recording, the EVP recording, I said, are you here for me to help you? And they said yes. Two of them said yes. So I said, okay, well, Steve and I talked. And at that point, I said, I got to help them. That if they're here for me to help them, I got to help them. And I did. And Steve helped me. And it was amazing, Melissa. I don't know how to explain the feeling that came over me after that happened. So at this point, nothing. I have not heard them. I have not heard the child. You know, I told them, I know that if I wouldn't, I've been to Haunted Broadwell Funeral Home so many times. I said, I wouldn't want to go back there myself. So I understand if you don't want to go back there. But this is not where you belong. And I said, and if you see a light with me, I'm not the right light. I'm not the light you're looking for. So I guided them to the light. I said, trust me, look and find your loved ones. They're waiting on you. Now, I don't never do that because I just don't believe we have that capability. But I have to change that, Melissa, because what we did last weekend was so amazing that, and I don't know. Hi, Julie. I don't know if they had to go because they're not here, you know?
Maybe it just boils down to if they're wanting help.
They said they wanted help. After
So
the EVP,
maybe that's a difference. Is you can't force them, but you can help them.
well, if that's the case, then we have four less spirits at the Haunted Brockwell funeral home. Accidentally, I mean, I can't help it. They come home with me.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if they returned back to the funeral home or if they really did find their loved ones, but the calmness over my house was something I have never experienced ever. I can't even, I don't even know how to explain it. It was crazy. And I felt like I was high, it's like my body was just, it was weird. Your entire energy shifted. It did. My entire house shifted. And it affected Steve. Steve said, oh, yes, it affected me, which I appreciate your help on that, Steve. Thank you. But something happened. I smoked a cigarette, came back in my house, and I was like, Steve, I got to get a recorder because the energy was so off and it was so intense in here. It was crazy.
You say that. I keep looking in my screen behind me because there's something. I don't think it really ever comes over on this side of the basement. There's a wall built in the middle right here. There's another side here, and according to my drunk neighbor, there was somebody that did OD, but it was been over on the other side of the basement, and that's where I get creeped out all the time, and up there by the door.
Mm-hmm.
So then every now and then I'm looking in here, like, is there anything peeking behind me? Is there anything moving back there?
You never know.
I don't know. I mean, I have got brave enough. I've put some cat balls down there trying to communicate, but nothing happened. But I mean, there again, it's been one of those, well, what are you doing, lady? Like, why do you want me to touch those for? Yeah, I don't try all the time. I've only tried a couple times because it's like I don't know if I really want them to know that, hey, you can communicate with me, especially since I sleep down here a lot.
They know it.
But I don't know. It's been kind of, like I say, this side's not so bad. It's that other side, especially in the dark. I got a thing with the dark. I guess I can't see. Well, you start feeling something, and it's just like, well, I can't see it, but boy, I feel it. I think that's why I get so. I can't even explain how I feel, but I think it's just like I feel it and can't see it, and I think I just kind of freak out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll eventually learn to, not let it bother me so much, I guess, but I have gotten a lot better, though.
Steve said, Melissa, I think you do have one or two around.
Yeah, but the one in my basement, I don't think that's the one that I don't know, just, whoa.
Bad feeling?
Just a normal, like if I'm at Broadwell and get that, whoa, yeah. I get that feeling here. So I really haven't been able to distinguish, are they okay or are they bad? I can't distinguish that yet, or I can't tell if it's male, female. I can just tell something's there. That's as far as I can get with it. But I think if I can learn to calm down a lot of other things with, okay, it's a male, like you can do. Right now, my body's just like, something's here.
Yeah. I told Steve when we were, hi, Scott. I told Steve when we were on the phone, I can literally see the woman standing there with her arm around that child. And she was over here by my stand. And then I said, there's one in my living room, one in my utility room. There was a man here and a man there. And everybody was looking at me. And I was sitting at the other side of this table over on the other side, and where I could literally see everyone standing here. And I was like, okay, I have to do something, The choice of trying to tell them I demand you to leave didn't work because the guy said F you to me, and he was angry after I said that. And once we got on the recording and said, do you need help? Are you here for me to help you? And two of them said, yes. I knew then I have to change the way I'm looking at this, and I have to calm down and not get upset that they're here. And I've got to do what I can to help them so they can move on. And yeah, Steve, he said it made him cry from her emotions. It was, I mean, I had tears coming down my face. She was so emotional, the woman, but she was very sweet. She was so sweet. You know, she was just you could hear her disembodied voice in my house whimpering. And then when I was doing the recording, there was another voice. You could hear a little girl. She was laughing. The woman was whimpering. So it was those on top of the EVP recording, we had the actual disembodied voices in my house. And I heard the little girl laughing before we even did that last Saturday. And then she was, humming behind me. So usually when I come home from the Haunted Broadwell Funeral Home, I bring one, not four.
They're getting comfortable with you.
I was like, oh my gosh, there's four, and I kept hearing the little girl, but everybody else was silent. The woman was silent, the men were silent, except that I did walk around with a video, and I sent it to Steve because we were, talking on text, and I was like, and there's people, because I heard here's what happened that started this. I heard three people talking in my kitchen. I was sitting in my bedroom, I was watching a show, and I muted my TV. I was like, I'm going to smoke a cigarette. And as soon as I muted my TV, I heard two women and a man talking out here. Now, Steve can verify that. And that's what we verified on the EVPs after. And I heard, and I said, oh my God, there's an actual conversation in my kitchen. And I said, what are we talking about out there? And then everything went silent. No, they didn't, because I acknowledged them. And then that was like, what was that? 3 or 4 days before this happened that Steve and I were talking last Saturday. So I already picked up the two men and the women talking in here before that went down Saturday. And the child was laughing and humming. So, yeah, I just never know what's going to happen from the Haunted Broadwell Funeral Home. It's a given that I'm always going to bring one home, but I've never brought four. So
I'm glad you don't follow me home.
Well, I have been there 28 times, and I guess these spirits think, they know me so well, and I guess they feel that it's okay to come home with me. Now, I was tired that night, so I didn't even feel them in the car, and I had Britt and Tessa behind me in the car, and Mike was driving in front of me, and I was really focused on Dieter. I was out between Felicity and Bethel. I wasn't thinking about the spirits being in my car.
Well, I may bring them home, and just like you said, I'm probably too focused because I go a different way home than you, but I will see deer in 2 or 3 different places every time. I mean, maybe not the exact spot, but I know I'm going to see them, so I just try to focus and kind of drive more so in the middle of the road that late at night.
Yeah. They're talking about the mechanic. I forgot about the mechanic that came home from the funeral home. So since the last time we were there, I kept smelling this oil, like a garage. And I said, what? Did you come home from the Haunted Broadwell Funeral Home? You smell like oil. I said, are you a mechanic? So Tessa was with me, my daughter-in-law. She was here with me. And we did the EVP recording, and he came up on the recorder. I said, are you from the Broadwell Funeral Home? He said, yes. I said, are you a mechanic? He said, yes. So I brought him home too. Now that one, I did not help him. I just went ahead and let him go back to the funeral home. He's no longer here. So he did go back to the funeral home. But I smelled him. It was just like, and then he was getting a little nasty. So he would, everywhere I went, he would follow me. And Tessa was here that night, and he kept following me around the house. And then he came through. Yeah, I thought my house was on fire because I thought, well, maybe something wrong with my furnace because it's smelling. And I kept smelling oil. So I even contacted my furnace guy. And I was like, how do I explain to my furnace guy now that oh, sorry, it's not an issue with my furnace. I just brought home a mechanic spirit, you know? So I told him, I said, well, the smell is dissipated. So maybe, I guess there's not a problem. He goes, well, you wouldn't smell that with your kind of furnace anyway. And I was like, okay. I just kind of blew off this conversation because I thought, well, how do I explain this, you know? I texted him, thought something was wrong, but no, it was a spirit it was a mechanic. Oh my gosh. Steve and I were there and never got goosebumps or anything, but I shivered my bones. Tessa did, man. The goosebumps hit her all over when he was talking and when he was standing here. And so yeah, he left, and then I guess I had these other four. So actually I would have had five I brought home this time. That's a lot. And I kept wondering why I was so tired, Melissa. I kept thinking, gosh, I'm so tired. I even told you I was tired. And they were just draining my energy. So
I never thought of that, but I'm pretty sure I know it's kind of zapping my energy when I get tired.
Well, they do take our energy, and to have that many in my house is a lot at one time. Because Bob and Nana, when they're here, they don't bother me. I'm so used to their energy. But the mechanic was the first one I picked up on, and then the other four last Saturday night. So that doesn't happen every location, guys. It doesn't. It happens here and there. I mean, Haunted Bravo Funeral Home will do that to you. Hi, Mandy. Haunted Bravo Funeral Home will do that to you, but yeah, that's crazy. Never have brought 5 spirits home for the Haunted Bravo Funeral Home one night. But like I said, at this point, I guess I moved those out, and
or that you sent them back
somewhere because they're no longer here. But the craziest was the calmness that came over the house, and the calmness that came over me after after Steve and I did all that recording, and then we did the prayer at the end, and I don't know, it was crazy. I've never experienced anything like that. So thanks, Mandy. We were talking about the Haunted Bravo Funeral Home. I brought home 5 spirits from the funeral home, Mandy, the last trip. Anyway, guys. Yeah, Tessa did feel him when she was here. She felt that mechanic. He was going around circles in the house, and we were walking from room to room, and you could feel that he was just going around with us. But the oil, the smell, that's the first time, Melissa, I've ever smelled an actual spirit. To actually smelling, the oil that was on him. So I wonder if he didn't come from the garage at the Bravo Funeral Home.
Oh, I don't, that or down in that oil room with those tanks.
Oh, the guy that slapped you?
Yeah, well, he scratched, but yeah.
Or scratched you, yeah.
I still need to get that picture.
I didn't think about him. Maybe. I mean, I know he's in the left-hand corner. I'm sure there's more than one in there.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting because I did not think about that guy. Maybe it was.
Next time you're there, go in that room and see if, doesn't it kind of have that oil smell?
Yeah.
To see if maybe that triggers, like, yep, that's exactly what I smelled at my house.
Mandy says hi, Melissa.
Hi, I can't see the comments for whatever reason.
Yeah, Tessa said it smelled like burnt oil, and she was here. She smelled it in my house. It's crazy. It's been crazy at my house. That funeral home, I tell you. Can't win.
You don't know what you might go there and just be not getting nothing.
Yeah. But we will be up there, like I said, May 2nd, we'll be at the Randolph County Asylum. Anybody's tuning in right now. We have Jimmy and Jeff from Outlaw Paranormal from Tennessee will be coming up, along with Tim and Aaron, Para X. And we also have Dusty Amish Man Paranormal. We have Tracy Rizzo and Steve Heineman, along with Tracy's husband, Rich, coming from North Carolina and South Carolina. And we have Britt and Tessa, my daughter and daughter-in-law, will be joining us. Also, Dan and Caroline will be joining us from, here we go again. I have to keep this up. From North Coast History and Haunts, they will be joining us as well. So is that everyone? I think that's everyone. 14. Yeah. So we got a great group of people coming. It'll be a lot of fun. Like I said, Jimmy Ricker and I will also be filming an episode there for YouTube as well. And we'll be filming an episode to put on YouTube from Randolph. And then, like I said, May 4th, Tracy, her husband, Rich, and Steve and I will be at the Haunted Broadwell Funeral Home to do an investigation. We're not going to be filming that, but we will be filming in June or July, or not filming. Jimmy and I will be filming something else in June. We'll be filming for Scare Network TV. So that will be, Billy will be putting a episode out for Jimmy and I on Scare Network TV. And I will be at the Eura Shrine, down at Eura Shrine in Bristol, Tennessee as well in June. Hopefully June. So we got to get these procedures done in between. Like I said, I got 3 more procedures to do. This one was horrible. I do not want to do any more. And I'm sure you don't either.
Yeah, no, I don't even feel. I got to do 24 of these. So it's every other week.
Wow.
Yep. Every other week. So I'm hoping I don't feel nauseated. So, I mean, I got my, whatever I call them, don't get sick pills because I can't pronounce the name.
Yeah.
I went and got that, and I stopped and got my cream today to put on there to numb the area. And I guess we'll find out Tuesday what's going to happen, because I figure however I feel Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's probably, I don't know, I'm going to have to Google it again. I can't remember if it affects you a few days after you get unhooked from it, or if you feel it during. I can't remember. I feel like I remembered something about a few days after, then you might start feeling nausea or something. So, we'll see.
Yeah, my procedure and my recovery is no fun. What I'm going through, nothing compared to what you're going through. Nothing compared to that.
I don't know. It could be.
Well, I mean, can't mow grass, can't lift nothing, can't lay a certain way for 2 weeks. It's been bad.
That's this port for me so far has been the worst of it. Getting this port. No, I don't. So like I say, I can't sit still. So I think the reason it's still hurting is just because I keep extending the reach, over my head and out, and I'm probably lifting more than I should be lifting.
Yeah.
I'm right-handed, so I don't think. I just won't, and then it's like,
It's on your right side.
Yeah. Well, I try to keep it covered because it's to me. Everybody says it looks fine, but to me, I don't know. I think it looks not right, but. And then I think it's still a little red and everything. I think I'm allergic to the glue.
It looks red from here.
Yeah, so, well, and then, like, I don't know. I mean, it don't feel warm. Like, it's not hot to the touch, but I think it's just the glue, that liquid glue, because my neck, I can feel it here, too. And that little spot's still irritated. So I think I'm going to ask him, can you get the fucking glue off of here to see if that helps heal it? Because I did have a little piece of glue, like over here, and that part of my arm was hurting. And I finally picked that off, and that part feels amazing now. So I'm thinking, let's get this glue off and see if that helps everything feel better.
Girl, you're going through it.
Which I've sent several pictures in because I've questioned it several times. They're probably tired of me questioning my port and telling me it looks fine. It looks fine. Like, are you sure? Because it don't look like what my mom's look like. It's not a perfect circle. I'm like, I think it's moved. they're, they're probably so sick of me. But I feel like instead of it laying flush against my skin, I feel like it has turned leaned up because it's a bigger knot up here than down here. But I don't know. I'll find out Tuesday if something's wrong with it. If they can't use it Tuesday, I will still get the chemo. I just won't come home with the pump next week.
See, she's got that going on. I had my varicose vein procedure. I got 3 more. On top of that, I had to take my poor Dashie. He had to go to the ultrasound, a $400 ultrasound the other day. And luckily he doesn't have cancer. He has inflammatory bowel, which we can fix with steroids. And then this Thursday, he goes in for a $788 surgery to take 2 teeth out of his mouth. So I just got a lot going on right now too. I do. I got to take care of my baby and I got to get my procedures done. I got 3 more to do. It's just been, life happens, guys. Life happens. And you have to put everything else aside. When it comes to paranormal, that's our passion. We love it. But life comes first. You got to take care of yourself and your health. This little boy right here has to go get 2 teeth taken out Thursday. Say hi, Dashie. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your babies. You can't do what we do and be sick. We can't go in there being sick. Look at it. Oh,
well, if I remember right too, I feel like there's been several times when I turn on the ghost box, like one of mine, I feel like I have heard them say sick. Now that I go back and think.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not, because I clearly remember sick. Who's sick?
But they'll know you're sick before you will know that you're sick.
I mean, no, nothing ever came back and said you or anything like that. But I sitting here thinking about it, I have heard them say sick a couple times, but that's as far as it went. They would never elaborate any further than sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you're thinking, okay, well, they're telling me they were sick.
Right.
No, maybe they were telling me I was sick.
Hi, Dale. Hi, Paul. Yeah, Paul just said he spent $1,200 at the vet last week. He said, dang, they sure do take advantage of people just like hospitals. I know. It was $400 of his ultrasound for 30 minutes the other day for this little guy's ultrasound. 30 minutes. And I had to pay $400 because they don't do any care credit or nothing like that, which I don't need to do that anyway. And then I got a quote for $643 for his teeth last year, and it's now $788. Right? Right, buddy? Right?
Yeah, I'm not paying this, but just one radiation treatment was $8,500. No, that's not what I paid, but that's what 5 days in a row, $8,500, $8,500, $8,500.
Yeah, for a day?
Oh, one radiation treatment. That was just one treatment, $8,500 for 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Camera.
And then this port surgery, I just seen that. I mean, insurance hasn't. I mean, I still haven't paid all these bills. They're trickling in as insurance is paying. But I seen the bill for this. That was $17,000 something for this.
But Paul said his mom was bad allergic to the adhesive from her surgery.
Okay. See, I mean, it is so sore.
And Tracy said it does bulge out. Hers did too.
Yeah, I know they bulge. Cause my mom had one. I'm just judging off what I remember from my mom. Hers looked like a perfect little circle that came out of her. Mine don't look like that. Of course, that was 10 years ago. I could have a completely different port than she did. I just don't know what it looked like.
Yeah.
And then I got to carry it. Well, I've lost my bracelet. I don't have to wear my bracelet, but there's a bracelet that I guess I'm supposed to wear. I've got a keychain, and I'm supposed to carry a card on me for this port. It said something about a 3 Tesla, and I'm like, okay, whatever the hell that is. but it's a power injector port. Something to do with the port. I'm supposed to keep that card on me. Okay.
Scott, I did look into that pet insurance. It's expensive. It's very expensive for the insurance. I mean, after I got the ultrasound done this past Tuesday for $400, it's 788 for his teeth. He's okay. I mean, I don't need to go and take him back anymore, but Freya will need a tooth out eventually too. She's got one, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it out this summer before they get any older. But I looked into pet insurance. It was expensive.
Alyssa gets hers through her work. I don't know what she pays for it, but she does get something through her work.
Well, Jimmy Ricker was supposed to be on with us tonight, and I sent him a message. I talked to him a little while ago, and I guess maybe he fell asleep. I don't know, because he hasn't showed up. I sent him the link, but he hasn't showed up. So anyway, we just really wanted to get on for a little bit here. We're not going to stay on long, but we wanted to get on and just let you know what was going on. Life is happening. Unfortunately, we've had some situations, and that's just how it is, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm tucking money away for next year because I fully intend on we're going if I figure out how to get it, which I'm gonna have to get Jimmy in on it, but we're going to Waverly. I'm putting money aside. We're going to Waverly. After this year and us all this bullshit, I done decided I'm tucking money away and I'll pay, and we're going to Waverly. On a private, not a public. So you got that to look forward to. Woo! 2027.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that'll be nice. I would like to schedule Jim Jones Church this summer too. I would like to do that one. I am going to get, my schedule is going to change. I am going to get off early and here at the end of May instead of June. And I'm going to return to work a week early because I work 12-hour days when I return to school for the entire week. And I'll still work those days to get this work done because there's so much, but I'm going to return for a week early. So that way my phone's muted and I don't have parents contacting me while I'm trying to do student enrollments and everything, because I have to make sure that information's correct. So I had decided, it's not part of my contract. My contract states a different time, but I can make that choice to change my time. And I had decided to go ahead and do that. So I will be out the end of May. I had the procedures. I'm going to do another one in July, one more before I go back. So I'll have one in May, one in July. And then I don't know, maybe I'll do the other one on Thanksgiving break, Christmas break. I don't know. As long as it's done before the end of the year, the insurance said. So, and luckily it's not going to cost me the fortune I thought it was going to cost me.
Good.
Yeah. So I thought it was going to cost me $2,700. It's only going to cost me $500 for all 4 procedures.
Nice.
My insurance is paying very well on this. So yeah, Amy said, Melissa, I heard you talk about cancer. I'm a 13-year breast cancer survivor. I had the port as well. I've been through the ringer and back. You will get through it. Think strong and positive.
All right, I'm trying. And I feel like, from what I've noticed, I feel like breast cancer patients lose their hair, whatever kind of chemo that is. And then whatever chemo, well, I'll be on the Fox, something like that. So I shouldn't lose my hair. So I guess with the colon cancers, seems like those patients keep their hair. And then, because it's like every person I talked to with breast cancer while I was going through the radiation, they had their little hats and everything. So I don't know why there's such a big difference. And it's like it doesn't matter what stage with the breast cancer. It's like if you have breast cancer, you lose your hair. So Mom had breast cancer. Her first cancer was breast cancer, and they caught it very early. And I mean, she lost every bit of her hair, eyelashes, eyebrow, all of it.
My friend did. My friend of 37 years, Shannon, she passed away from it, and she did too. Yeah, she lost all that too.
Mom had her colon cancer though, but the That's what I lost her to. But her colon ruptured. But I know she was taking probably the same pills I took. See, I'm trying to think. God, this is almost 10 years ago. I don't know if she's got the same chemo I did, but she didn't lose her hair. So, which I was prepared. I was thinking I was going to lose my hair. I was like, well, I got all them stupid wigs somewhere around here.
Tessa said, if Melissa's out with us, at least me and Britt can keep an eye on her. Yes, during the summer, Tessa, we will. Us four girls will go to the Bravo Funeral Home. We'll do an investigation, just us four girls. That's our plan.
Yeah, that makes the husband feel better too. And I tell him, well, hey, there's a nurse there, or he's kind of like, oh, okay, I guess.
You got an EMT and a paramedic with you. You'll be fine.
Right. They know what to do.
Amy said, some days you will be fine. Some days you will feel like you were hit by a bus. I lost my hair. I was stage 2. I had chemo and radiation.
Yep, I've already went through my radiation. I had to do the chemo pills and the radiation. So I completed that. I had 27 of those, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my butt's a lot better now. It's healed. Yeah, my crack actually cracked. It burnt and cracked.
My goodness.
Yeah, I didn't feel good there for a while. But that's better. I can sit and move without hurting now. But yeah, I mean, even with that, this port so far that's been the worst of it so far for me.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure I think I'm just having a reaction with that glue. Well, and I keep, moving.
Yeah, Tracy was saying something about the glue can be a problem too. Steve said, I'll definitely as a woman if I can go. Well, Steve, you're going on May 4th. So you are going to the funeral home in a few weeks. Amy said, well, now we can be cancer family together.
Yay. Yep. I'm kicking its ass. Oh, that's another thing. I don't even know if I told you. But while the surgeon that put my port in, if I have to have the other surgery to get the chunk removed and the ileostomy for a year, hoping we don't have to go that route. But it'd be the same guy that would work on me again that put this in. So that cancer's low enough that he can actually stick his finger and feel it. So I'll go back in May. He'll run that little scope in there. But he had said while I was under, he had stuck his finger in there, and he said he could tell that it had shrunk.
Good.
So I was like, he wouldn't elaborate on if it was a lot or anything, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking, well, if he could just tell with his finger, then in my opinion, that to me sounds like it shrunk quite significantly if he could just tell with a finger.
Right.
Well, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. So I know he had done that. So he done that in his office to me before I even started everything. So I can't remember. It was probably a month or two since the last time he had examined. So I don't know. So I'm hoping that I'll get through these treatments and I'll be done. I'll just have to get colonoscopies all the time.
I do too. Every 3 years because I am high risk for colon cancer.
Yeah, please get them. Please get them. There's more options than the drink. That's why it took me so long to not quiet. Well, I
didn't have no problem drinking that down. I drank it down. I was fine.
Well, the first one I did was 2010 or 11. I was being tested for Crohn's, and I just had such a horrible experience that I'm never having another one of those again. Until the doctor said, nope, that blood work came back, and he's like, nope, you have to. There's something wrong, and we got to figure it out. You're anemic for a reason. Like,
right,
okay. So yeah, that's what happened to me. Or we'd have caught this a long time ago. So I think I've had it for about 5 years.
Wow.
Back when I lost all my weight.
Yeah.
Back in probably 2020.
Yeah.
But I thought it was normal.
That's when I met you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when we first met, I was kind of chunky. I mean, I wasn't fat, but I had some weight on me. And then I dropped 30 pounds in 3 months. But I thought, well, I mean, hell, I cut what I was eating in half. Like, I basically not eating. And then getting 10,000 steps 5 out of 7 days. I mean, it made sense that, I was getting more exercise than I was intaking with calories. So, yeah, made sense that I dropped weight like that. I didn't question it. I guess I should have. I didn't question it because it made sense.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't have anything that they asked me. Well, this, that. No. Like, well, yeah, but I had this surgery that would make that happen. And it was just kind of like, well, they even kind of looked at me like, well, yeah. I don't know. My body's weird like that. It took them a year before they figured out it was my gallbladder because my symptoms just weren't lining up for gallbladder symptoms. So I kept going back to, nope, that was, I kept going back. Like, I'm sick. Couldn't figure it out. And they finally ran me through a machine, found out it was my gallbladder. And then endometriosis, that's horrible. That took a long time for them to figure that out. So yeah, I'm no stranger to surgery.
No.
And she went listing them off one day, and I was like, "Damn."
What? Any of viewers have any questions? Did everybody hear what we're doing soon?
Yeah, look, I'm still looking for comments. I don't have them.
Tracy said, Melissa's a medical problem child like me. I never look like anything they are thinking it might be.
Yeah. I'm an alien. O negative. I'm an alien.
Okay, guys. Well, it's almost 9:00, and I kind of made a mistake earlier. So Tessa and Britt came over last night, and they got my fountain and all my furniture out, my bench, my rocking chairs, everything out of the garage and put it out for me. But today, hi, Roger. But today I decided to drag the bag out of the garage and I have it all over my deck out there and start trying to get everything organized decoration wise around my yard. And now I have been hurting all the way up to my groin, and I probably shouldn't have done that. My stomach has been hurting. So I had a really bad pain from my knee up earlier after I did that. It's like my leg is sore to the touch. So I don't know. I got to be careful because I'm not supposed to be lifting, but I'm sitting here thinking, gosh, what a beautiful day it is. I need to go and do something. And my mom and I went shopping at Hobby Lobby. We spent money at Hobby Lobby. We went to Kroger's and bought the big ferns for $14.99. Those are jumbo. And then we went to Buskin Bakery and got a bunch of little tea cookies, which are delicious and expensive. $32 for 2 containers of Buskin Bakery cookies. Yeah. So anyway, it's I was just reading the comments. It's been a busy day. I'm tired, and hopefully, and my incision area, whatever, by my knee, none of those strips have come off. So I got like 2 up in the air, and all that's still on there. So that means I'm not healed yet. And they wanted me to go through another one this coming Tuesday. I was like, hey, no way I'm going through another one in 2 weeks. You got to be crazy. Nope. So I scheduled it for May. It's like, no, I'm not doing another one. I'm still bruised by my knee and everything. The strips are still there. None of that.
I didn't bruise like I expected to. So.
Oh, my leg did. My mom goes, it's okay. It's just a surface bruise. I'm like, Mom, it's all the way around halfway up my leg, but okay.
They are not gentle with you when you are on that operating table. They are not gentle with you at all.
These guys were great though. They said, the first needle, they did 5 needles, but when they did it, they put that numbing cream on my leg. I felt every freaking needle. And then he says, okay, the next one is going to be we're going to shoot the heat inside the vein, and this process will take 2 minutes. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, you're doing a great job, Jennifer. And I'm like, I'm meditating. I have my eyes closed. It's like, shut up, just do it. Don't tell me what you're doing. I don't want to know. Yeah. I'm not one of those people that can deal with all this crap. Just do what you got to do and then tell me when you're done. So he said, okay, we're done. I looked down. Darn it, I opened my eyes up. I looked down and there's blood all over my leg. I was like, oh, no. So, yeah, 3 more to do. I don't want to do no more after the first one.
Well, my dumb ass, I decided I was going to watch a video on how they do this. Because I'm like, how do they do that? They put you out, which I think they put everybody out for it. But as soon as I went in there and they hollered for me, I looked at them. I was like, I'm going to tell you right now, I fucked up. I done went and watched a video on this. I said, y'all going to have to knock me out. I said, because I done seen in that video, it looked like y'all's coming at me with a needle this long that's going in my neck for this little tube. I'm like, y'all going to have to knock me out. No. Knock everybody out. I'm like, okay, because that video sounded like I was going to be laying there in twilight, like I was going to be able to hear y'all. That's no.
I am no medical person. I can't stand it. I watched Chicago Fire and 911. That's as far as I could go. I don't want to see it. I can't stand it. I worked as a unit secretary, and I worked there for a week. They slapped that blood up on the thing in front of me. I was like, "Whoa!" I quit, and I quit. I did. I'm not a medical person. No.
I think I could probably do it and watch it, but it was just like that. I don't know why. I've Googled it like after the fact, like, okay, since now that I've went through it, what the hell did they do to me? I don't know what possessed me to decide, okay, well, let me see what happens before it happens.
No.
That was so dumb. I'm like, Melissa, what? Duh. Why didn't you wait till afterward?
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Amy. I will. You guys have any questions before we get off of here? We just want to do a little chat real quick, and not really a medical chat. We're just, it's life. That's what's happening. That's what's happening to us right now. So, we all have that. Everybody's got something going on. It's okay to talk about your personal life and say, hey, we're real. This is it. Yeah. This is how it is.
This is what aging is. This is what happens.
Not hiding it. Whether it's paranormal or our life, this is who we are. So I don't care to share who we are. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Like I said, anyone tuning in now that's on here, like Roger that just came on a little bit ago, we're going to the Randolph County Asylum on May 2nd. We have a great group of people coming, 14 of us, counting me. Jimmy Ricker, Outlaw Paranormal, will also be with us along with Jeff. And then Jimmy and I are going to do a filming. We're going to film an episode that will actually be premiered on YouTube. And we're going to film an episode, Randolph, and then we'll premiere that on YouTube. And then May 4th, Tracy Rizzo, Steve Heineman, and Tracy's husband, Rich, and I will be going to the Haunted Bravo Funeral Home. That will not be a filming night. That will just be a live night. I think we're going to actually spend the night at the funeral home. And Dale says it's a cool family chat. Everyone is family. Absolutely. I hope you're feeling better, Dale, because Dale had back surgery. I hope you're doing good. I hope that went well for you and you recovered well. I mean, that's just life, guys. Our animals get sick. We get sick. I mean, I have no reason to hide that because I'm just me. It is what it is. And that's why we wanted to get on here and just let you know, we've been kind of silent and gone for the last few weeks. And I just wanted to address that this is why, there's things going on and yeah,
we're still around.
Recover. And I was in major, major pain the Tuesday before the 31st when I had my procedure done. I was like, I came home, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to lay down. I don't know what to do, but it's life. You know, we all go through something in our life, and you know, we can do paranormal and still we'll be fine. Melissa and I will get through all this. We'll get all of our procedures done, and then we'll be good to go. You know, may not be till 2027,
Right,
but
right.
you know, next year we'll just go blow the town away. We'll be everywhere. So
Absolutely, because I'll be tired of looking at these same four fucking walls.
yeah. Amy said, take care of yourself, Melissa.
I'm gonna try. I have got some immune support, like stuff to pour in my water, and I'm trying to be as prepared as I can be. But you know, life always throws something at you.
Yep. And I'll be, you know, like I said, well, I'll see you guys May 2nd. I have Dashy, my cat's going in for his surgery. He's got 2 teeth taken out this coming Thursday. So I have to, you know, next 2 weeks will be giving him medication and making sure, you know, I keep him on his antibiotics and everything, because and by the time we get to Randolph, he should be off of his medication. It's about 10 days of medication. So of course I have to take care of him, and we got to get these teeth removed because part of it's his inflammatory bowel, and then the other part's his 2 teeth, and then he stops eating and I have to syringe him, which is horrible. I don't want to syringe him no more. So anyway, the oncologist said that he's healthy and he's good for surgery. He'll be fine through surgery. So he goes in. Thank you, Sherry. She sent in healing prayers for us both. Thank you, Roger. He'll go in for a surgery, and then, yeah, and we'll get him taken care of, and then we'll be off to Randolph. And I've been in Randolph 4 times, but I'm excited to go back. We got a good group of people coming. We are going to do several different things that night. Like I said, Jimmy Ricker and I from Outlaw Paranormal, we're going to do some filming, and then I have a little I have a little thing that I want all of us to do together that I've done there before. Freya, why are you hissing at Dashy? Stop it. Why is she hissing at you? He don't smell like the vet no more. She's still hissing at him. Oh, poor buddy. Freya, stop hissing.
That's
Hey.
these 2 cats.
Freya. Hey, stop it. God, I don't know why she's hissing.
That's Alyssa's 2 cats. Well, I'm telling you, sometimes the floor's lava. It's just kind of jumping on the table, and then I start freaking out. I got a candle. Like, get down! God, you stupid cats! I know her black one has literally caught his tail on fire.
Oh no!
So, I mean, I'm kind of scared to light candles anymore because twice he has lit his tail. I mean, it didn't go up in flames, but you know, it's smoldering. Like shit. Get away from the candle.
I don't have any issues with these guys like that, but you know, he came home last Tuesday and she's been fine. Now all of a sudden she's just hissing at him again, but then she'll do the same thing all over again Thursday when he comes back home from getting his teeth done, because he'll smell like the vet all over again. I put wipies all over him and cleaned him all up, and she's just moody. She's moody. Steve says he's looking forward to these investigations. Yes, I'm actually. Randolph's going to be a great investigations with Steve and everybody. But I'm actually excited because Steve and Tracy and her husband Rich are going to come to my house, and Steve gets to come and visit my house and feel the energy at my house, which he's excited about coming to my house. So, yeah, my backyard last night was. I told him I was making all kinds of noises last night. I mean, I've heard the drums playing in my backyard from the Indians. I heard them when I was out there in broad daylight the other day. Last night, there was something out there that was trying to get my attention in my backyard. And it was weird. There was something hitting my fence. There were several different crazy noises last night when I was smoking a cigarette. It's crazy. I can't even go in my backyard without being affected by a spirit. I have to. If I go on my front porch, I don't have any issues. Nothing seems to bother me on my front porch. It's only in my backyard. So, but Steve's going to the funeral home, so that one I'm actually more excited for him to be able to experience the funeral home. Yeah, that'll be a good one. So, you know, you guys see it all on here, but when you actually walk in the door, it's a whole different situation. And when midnight hits, You know, the energy changes and you can feel the energy in that place. Oh, yes. Steve did send me a toy in the mail. Let me go get that. Hang on a minute. So Steve sent me this in the mail. Very interesting, guys. You know, they use these for nature and stuff. This is amazing. I need to go and you can actually record. So you can push it record. Now only record for 12 seconds. But right here you can hook up your recorder. So you can hook your recorder up to it and you can record everything you hear from here onto an EVP recording. It is so cool because we're taking this to Randolph and the funeral home.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
I bet that would help with the traffic.
With the
Like
traffic.
if you're standing in the one room where we all heard the humming and you point it down the hallway, like toward the other room with the bathroom where the girl stays. Yeah. I wonder, that would probably help keep the noise behind.
So you actually put headphones on with this, hook the headphones up, and then you turn it on, and it was incredible because I actually heard the other night when I was trying to figure out how many were in my house and all that. I used this in here in my house, and I could hear them going right across my kitchen floor. I was like, I hear you. So yeah, I heard them come right across. It was crazy. And I could hear them walking. So what I want to do is, since I have all the burial ground, the Indians behind my property and the Indian camp in my backyard and all the Indians, I want to go ahead and hook this up to recorder. And right now would be a really good night to do it because it's so nice out. And I want to go walk through my backyard and see if there's any way to capture the residual through this. Because I have been hearing residual, and I never used to hear residual, but now I don't know what's happened to me, but now I can hear the drums playing and different things outside. I heard a growling noise. I've heard a snake sound. I'll sit there and smoke a cigarette, and they'll be growling behind me, and there'll be a snake sound in front of me. And I'm like, here we go.
A wolf and a serpent. A wolf and a serpent.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it'd be cool because I need to go back and give them an offering. I always do an offering with them. Now that it's summertime, I'll try to do an offering once a month to them throughout the summer. And I'll go do an offering, and then I do this little chant with my offering. So I do this little Indian chant. And then I want to take this and hook it up to the EVP. And I want to take this and just walk through my backyard and see what I capture. If I can capture the drums and stuff on this, that would be cool.
I know the first time you said drums, I don't know if it was coincidence, but I heard like a boom, boom. And then that was it. I don't know what your drums sound like at your house, but it started out boom, boom. And then it quit. So I don't know if it was maybe upstairs. Maybe I'm crazy. But when you said hearing drums, as soon as you said that, I heard like boom, boom.
Yeah. Tessa, we'll try it down there. We are going to do an investigation at my grandmother's house as well. I forgot about that. We're going to go back and investigate her 46 acres of property. That is my grandma's house. Now it's Tessa and my daughter Britt's house. Tessa picked up on a little boy back in there, and she said we need to go back there and check out this little boy. There's also that crazy pond back there that the owner owns. I want to try to get his permission to go over there, but he's kind of a cranky guy. So I think we're just going to have to sneak over there and see how it goes and see if we can get to that pond. But that pond is a pond that everything sunk in, that my brother would put all his boats in there. Everything would sink. And then when you go to the pond, the wind would whirl around the pond, but it would whirl nowhere else. It was so crazy growing up. I love that place. It just gave me that witchy vibe when you're at that pond. So we are going to investigate the property back there. We're going to, Tessa and Britt and I are going to do an investigation back there, which we'll see what we pick up. We got 46 acres back in there. We'll see what happens. And we're going to try to get some communication with this boy that's roaming around on the property back in there. But this is really unique. Steve sent it to me and said, "Hey, try it." And it came from Amazon. And I was like, "This is cool." I put it together that night, and yeah. And then I started hearing all the footprint, walking through my kitchen. And anyway, I really think it's going to be cool at the funeral home, especially because only be 4 of us. We can really capture a lot. We'll hook up to recorder, and gosh, my cats are running around. Why are you running? We can do it at Randolph too. We got a lot of people coming, but we're going to separate out, and we can try it there as well. So I'll bring it, Steve. But I'm really anxious to do this in the backyard to see if I can capture something. Now I can how do I play it back? So I have to play back on the headphones, but I can record and then put the headphones in. There's no way to do that otherwise. Oh, can you actually see through that too? There's a lens there, so you can actually see through it too. See the lens?
Huh. I'll be damned.
It is, yeah, Tessa's right. Hi, Seeker. It is the same field that I saw Bigfoot in. So the field that we're talking about is 46 acres of my grandma's property. I saw Bigfoot when I was 13 years old. 5 of us were camping out. I've told this story to several people. When we were camping out, there was this thing that was standing, and we had our little boom box out. We're 13 years old, I think I was just turned 13. And there's 5 of us. 2 of them went and slept in the tent. And then we decided to sit around the fire. And then there was something hairy and tall next to the tree. And I said, I watched it for a minute, didn't say anything to Felicia or Shannon. And I was like, what is that? Just checking it out. I was young. And then all of a sudden it started moving. And then the next time I would pay attention, look up, it was over on the other side. It was moving around. And then the last time this big bang on the tree happened, and I said, "Girls, look." And there it stood. And we all 3 of us seen it. And then the girls, we ran up to my grandma's house and left them back there. And Felicia Shannon goes, "We have to go back and get them." I said, "I'm not going back there." Now, crazy for what I do nowadays, And I said, "I'm not going back there." So they went back and got Jane and Lisa. And when we woke, we sat there I went into the gun cabinet of my grandpa's. He goes, "What are you doing down there?" And I said, "I'm getting your binoculars." And he'd always say, "Hell's fire." He goes, "Well, hell's fire. Go to bed." So I got the binoculars, and you could see it sitting next to the fire. You could see that it was furry and everything. It was crazy. And then the next morning when we got up, we slept out in my grandma's covered porch area, and we had like a freezer out there, took turns sleeping. And the next morning our tents were flown all over the place. All the wood was burned up. But all the tents were just torn down. The food we had back there was gone. It was crazy. I'll never forget that experience. And there's 4 of us still alive to be able to tell this story, because Shannon passed away. But yeah, it was crazy. So interested to see what we capture back in there. My brother and I played back in there for years. Rode dirt bikes back in there. We played Army. I don't know. But Tessa picked up on a boy back there. So we'll have to go check it out and see. And my stepdad's going to come over, and he's going to bush hog the lane for us so we can walk back in there. And then my grandpa has like real old cars over top of a gully. And there's some pig pens back in there and some other buildings and dog pens. And so we'll see what we can find. How you doing, Seeker? Seeker said hi, Melissa.
I can't see comments this time. I think last time we were on here I could see them, but not this one.
Tessa said he was there before the fence went up. Yes. Yeah, she said this kid kept saying that he was there before the fence went up. And that fence, I don't know what he's talking about because the fence that's up between the properties, that has been up since probably, well, I remember it at 5 years old. So it's been up forever. So I don't know what fence he's talking about. So we're going to have to see if we can capture him when we get back there. And I'll use several different equipment to try to capture him and see what happens. Well, Seeker, you already missed that story. You've got to go back to the beginning of this video and hear what happened in my house. Yeah. That funeral home, Haunted Broadwell Funeral Home, I swear I cannot go there without bringing something home. But this was a lot this time. Bringing 5 spirits home from Broadwell, that was a lot. Oh, Tessa, I was worried if it was your brother. I don't know. It could be. Could be Jeffy. Yeah, my brother lived there the entire time and he passed away and he was still living at that farm. So I saw him at 13 years old in the same clothes he died in, staying in his pigeon coop. So could be him. I don't know. We'll see. My grandpa's still there because he passed away in the barn. Any spirits, yes, Seeker, any spirits present in your house? You tell me, Seeker. I just got rid of 5 of them. Oh, I am. I'm gonna go out. Probably when we get done, I'm gonna go ground on the grass. Go out. I'm gonna go ground the grass and take this toy out there. It's so dark in my backyard. I have these 2 lights up here. Once they kick down into just a light, it's pitch black in my backyard.
Oh, I wouldn't be walking out there in the dark. I don't even like going out in my yard well, it's not too dark, but I got a little wood pile where I keep dragging all the branches and stuff so I can burn it. I know one year I had a possum in it, and I haven't really been in that wood pile this year, so now it's kind of like I don't know if I want to sit outside in the dark right now. I want to go kick around that wood pile first.
Well, the coyotes come up behind my property and I can hear them, but I got a 4-foot fence. If I have my way, I really want to invest in taking this fence down and putting a 6-foot chain link fence up and get rid of the 4-foot. I want to put a 6-foot up. I don't really feel as much that the coyotes are going to get me than the spirits.
Yeah.
There's a shadow behind you, little buddy. What? Seeker.
Over to her right.
The shadow is up high, he says.
On the on Jennifer's right. Like if I'm staring on the screen.
Are you talking about by my TV?
No, over by your
Buddha. My Buddha.
Yeah.
TV? This way.
Yeah.
Or this way.
The other way. Other hand. Other side.
This way.
No. That way. Yeah. Yeah. Is that your utility room?
There has been someone walking around me.
Because I keep feeling like there's something high in the doorway over there, but I've just not said anything.
Really?
But then I kind of
says by my laundry room. My laundry room's here.
Yeah, that's where I'm up top, but I don't know if it's just because I kind of see it could be lights too that's making me. But I've seen that for a while. As I've seen it for a while, I just figured it's just I don't know.
Well, I do have Buddha behind me, but
yeah, no, it's not the Buddha. It's just I just don't know if it's the way the camera and
above your TV, Jennifer, definitely high up. Seeker, I always have something by that TV. There was like
something on the ceiling too, but that's like I say, it could be how the lights and the camera and.
Well, let me move the camera.
Yeah, see, now it's really dark over there. And in that corner, well, like you can see me
There you go.
It's crazy. I don't know. It's just like I can see movement on your ceiling, but like I say, I don't. It could just be your lights. And can you see it looking in your? Maybe not.
Okay, I've always seen stuff over there. I saw the angel and the woman standing over here. Well, I took the picture from outside. There was an angel. I'll post that picture, guys. You can see the angel and a woman standing beside her. She's in a pink dress, real thin, has her arms hanging down, has real long dark hair. And then right behind that picture of them, there's some little dude. I don't know about this tall or something that was standing over here by my TV. So I've also had a 1 foot thing running through my house, which I kind of think it was a gnome because I see him, he would fly in from my kitchen and my bathroom. I said, I seen you, you little booger. And then I was laying on the couch and he came over and peeked around the corner at me and ran. This thing's only 1 foot tall. 1 foot tall. I don't know what it is, but ever since I called it out, it hasn't come back. It hasn't shown itself. I have a lot of crazy things at my house, guys. I do. It's my land, and me. You know, they know I can feel them, but yeah, I never know what's going to happen in this house. Every day is a different day. My mom said I need to sell my house. She goes, Jennifer, you need to sell that house and get out. And I'm like, it don't bother me, Mom. I don't care. It is what it is. I don't never know what to expect. Every day is different here. It could be a spirit. It could be, you know, I've seen 3 fairies in my house. I've seen a blue one, a white one, and a green one. They've come up to my door in my bedroom. They flutter, and then they just gone. Now I haven't seen them for a while because something's been off in my house, which is probably all these spirits. Tessa said she calls them spooks. You do you see it, Jennifer? Seeker, I don't see it, but I've seen it before. Yes. Hey, Ron. Maybe that's what the cat is reacting to, not Dashy. No, I'm not in danger. No. I mean, I've had this thing over here by this TV a lot of times. It's come through. But I don't know. I don't know what that one is, but you wouldn't, I mean, Seeker, I sent you a list. I've sent you a list of all the things that have occurred in my house, inside and out. And he was even shocked by my list. I document everything that happens in my house. Every time something happens, I document it. And I will say most of it is the land. I've had Indians in my house. I've talked to Seeker on the phone. Seeker actually helped me with several Indians in my house. We had a white dove, a little girl. We captured communication with her, Jimmy Ricker, Outlaw Paranormal, and I did. Seeker talked to me a lot and helped me a lot with the Indians that have been in my house. I had a grandfather in my house that was an Indian. You can't see it now. You can't sell it now. Now, I don't want to sell it because in my 20s, I said, I'm going to buy that house. Kept driving by with my mom. She goes, oh, okay. I belong here. I'm telling you, I belong in this house. There's a reason I'm here. Dale said too many spirits of me, I'd be on Xanax. Dale, I have a little bit of everything from spirits to, I swear it's a little gnome walk run. I saw a gnome when I was 13 years old, peeking over top around a gravestone when I was 13, my friend Shayna and I. This is exactly what that looks like. It ran through my house. It's on 2 feet and it's only 1 foot tall. The Indian spirits do protect me, Seeker, absolutely. And I provide them offerings and we are at peace. Like I told them I move in, we're gonna live here together. We're gonna share this property. I'm gonna respect you, you're gonna respect me. And this is still your land, but I'm gonna live here. And they've been fine. I've had no issues with the Indians whatsoever. Dale, you wouldn't believe what I go through at this house. You wouldn't. Things are not always here, Dale. I have Bob and Nana, but they are in their own dimension. They went to visit family. I don't know where they went, but they've been gone for a while. These are outside things. Now, when Steve Heidemann and I were on and doing my spirit box last summer, They said there's a portal in my backyard. And Seeker has also told me there's a portal in my backyard.
Hmm.
Dale said he has 6 in his house. That's enough. Yeah, 6?
I don't know about here, but yeah, there's times I need to get my recorders out and put one upstairs. There's times I hear conversations, but as soon as I get quiet and try to hone into it, it stops. It's like I won't even call out. I can hear you. It's just like I start hearing like conversation, and it's not my TV, and then it's like all of a sudden I'll be like, And as soon as I start trying to zone in to try and listen, it stops.
Yep.
And it's like, damn.
You can hear them now.
And then it's like, okay. And then I start walking through the house. Like, okay, well, there's Alyssa's TV on. That hurt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
There's an Indian tribe camp on your land once, Jennifer. Yes. It's in the middle of my yard. When I mow my grass, I go right through the Indian camp. And that's where at Seeker, a couple weeks ago, I actually went out in the morning to smoke a cigarette, and I heard the drums, boom, 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 going right through my backyard. And I was like, oh, I don't usually hear the residual. I don't ever really pick up on the residual, but that's residual. That is definitely residual. So now I'm picking up on the residual part of it. And that's really actually cool because I like Indians. But yeah. So now Seeker, I'm going to use this. I'm going to go and I'm going to put a recorder with it, and I'm going to put headphones on, and I'm going to take this in my backyard in the dark at night by myself, and I am going to see if I can pick up on these Indians. I'm sure I'm going to hear something. I'm sure I'm going to pick up on something. Now I got to justify, is it an animal versus an Indian sound, blah, blah, blah. Of course, yes. But we'll see what happens. So you have a low and a high intensity over here. And right now it's on high. I mean, I couldn't believe how I could hear this thing. It was unreal. Tess says, I've only seen one. It looks like a Roman warrior, but was like 7 feet tall. Yeah, these are pretty cool. There is so much residual energy. There's a lot of stuff around here. Like I said, I never know what's going to happen. Every day is totally different around here. And if it's either something in my house, which is visiting. I have a lot of visitors that come and go. It's almost like it's a happy place. I had a spiritual type person that was here, and she said there's ley lines underneath my house, which would cause a lot of this activity. And then the spirits last summer verified on the spirit box that there's a portal, and it's supposed to be in the back tree that's really on her property, but it's right on my fence line. And then on top of that, another psychic medium came here and said the portal was in the yard. And in that same spot that she said in the yard was a portal, there every summer there's a complete circle of no grass, but it looks like a little fairy ring. And it's about, I don't know, about this big. Big fairy ring shows up in my backyard every year. So, yeah. I'm okay with it. My mom goes, oh my God, no wonder you're so tired. Well, hell yeah, that's why I'm tired. But it's interesting, and I never know what, all the noises I hear, the growling and the hissing of the snake and everything. That's probably the Indians in the woods, like you said. That's what Tracy was saying. Same thing, which is, it's fine with me. They're not here to bother me. They don't hurt me, but it's interesting to experience it. I mean, I can sit here, guys, and do an investigation on my property. Probably keep it live going all night just by what happens at my house. I don't investigate my house. I will take the box outside on the porch, and I will kick on that one box and that's all I'll do. I won't use the ink box at my property. No way. I will never use the ink box because you will pull in things that do not belong at your property. The distance of that box is way too far, and I don't want to pull in anything that doesn't belong here. Want to mess with fairies, elementals. Seeker, I've told you for the longest time about the fairies, and you've told me they were here with me. And right now, they're like Steve and I were talking the other day, they're not here. Something's happened where they've kind of disappeared for some reason. Some energy's off somewhere because I haven't felt them. And, I was getting like I would be in my bedroom, I hear 4 knocks in my bedroom. And then another time I would hear 4 knocks in my bedroom. And I'm not even hearing that anymore. So, yeah, my cats are fine. Well, they're fine now that I removed 5 spirits last Saturday, or 4 last Saturday. But I don't have any problem with the fairies. I still want to know if that little booger of 12 inches tall, 1 foot tall, running around my house was, though. Oh, well. It's time for me to go outside and smoke and see what happens next.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, I go out there and sit, and it's like, okay, what's going to happen next? I've had things come up to me in the yard where it has like ran towards me from the back. I've seen something come down the tree that was black mass. The black mass slivered down the tree across my yard like a snake, and then right behind my garage. Yeah, it's interesting. Seeker says sometimes any of us could go to an auction and buy an item like furniture that could be an attachment. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that it's just mostly the land. It's the Indians were ran out. The house diagonal from me is the old governor mayor's house where they ran the Indians out of the town. That house has been there since Governor John Patterson was born in the house diagonal from my property. His father is the one that ran the Indians out of town. So even that's diagonal from my property, and that history is still there. They're not, there's residual of Indians, and I still have Indians that come in my house. So there's both, and I'm okay with it. They don't bother me. I took that picture as plain as day. That little girl took a picture of my cat, and she was standing by my window in my bedroom. She had little braids in. She had a little tomahawk in her hand. When I first moved in my house, I was like, oh shit, that's Indian. But it is what it is. Dale says, hell no. Yeah. Well, when you sit outside, Dale, and you hear something growling behind you, and you hear a snake sound in front of you, you have to turn around. You have to turn around and check and see, because you don't know if it's a real animal behind you. But I did turn around, look. There was no real animal. There was no snake in front of me. This was in winter. We had snow on the ground. Everything is when I heard this. So it's okay. It's okay. It keeps me going. It's fun, it keeps me going. Now, is something bad going to come towards me? I already had something bad come towards me from the backfield, and that's been a couple times. And when Steve and I were out on the phone and I was doing the spirit box, it came through and said something from over my fence wanted my energy. It was coming from my energy. Yeah. So
nope, it's not yours. You can't have it. And you can't cross that fence neither.
So it was trying to pull my energy. And yeah, there's I don't know. It's crazy. I'm going to start recording every time I go outside so I can start picking up this stuff. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. It is 9:30 now, 9:39. Like I said, we're going to go to Randolph County Asylum on May 2nd, and then May 4th we'll be at the Haunted Bravo Funeral Home. And we have a great group of people coming on May 2nd. I'm excited for Tessa to go to Randolph. Can't wait to see what she feels in this location. We do. I do need a blink camera back there. Definitely. I need two of them, one to go this direction and one to go that direction. I need a big spotlight back there is what I need. I got these big lights, they're solar and they're really, really bright. And I thought those would be enough, and they're not. I mean, they're bright when they come on, but they don't stay bright all night. So Dale said my ass would be gone walking on air. Dale, you know what? August 6th will be 14 years I've lived here. And I have dealt with this throughout 14 years. But when I first moved in, it wasn't so dramatic as it is now. It's like the more that they know you feel and the more they come to me. So some of these could be neighbor spirits, town spirits just coming in. Some could want help. Someone just be nosy, and say, hey, let's stop at Jennifer's house, see what she's doing. I get knocks on the door and no one's there. I've had that. I've had knocks on the door, fingerprints down my door the next morning. Yeah. 11 o'clock at night, 4 a.m. There ain't nobody there. I go to the door. There's no one there. But then there's fingerprints. So they're just probably saying, hey, Jennifer, you haven't got the spirit box out for a while. You haven't talked to us. What are you doing?
Come out and play.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Tessa and Britt had knocks on the window the other night. Somebody was knocking on outside their window. Yeah, welcome to my world. Oh yeah, they're everywhere. Spirits are everywhere. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. I don't know where everybody's at tonight, but that's okay. We got all the important people right here.
I can't see them.
I'm okay, Seeker. I am. I can handle it. It is what it is. If I move out, part of my problem would be gone because part of it is my land, but it doesn't bother me. I'm used to it. I worry about the energy of the cat. I don't want the cats having all that energy, because it's not good for them to deal with so much energy. Tessa says, sending love and light, Melissa.
Thank you.
Everybody said, have a good night. Seeker says, Jennifer, a vampire won't come in unless you invite them. Well, let me tell you, if you watch Passion Flicks and you watch the Black Dagger, what is it, Tracy? Black Dagger vampires? Those guys are hot and sexy. Any of them can come in my house.
I've still got to get that downloaded.
Oh my gosh. Especially Wrath. Oh, good Lord. Anyway. Hi, Deborah. Well, thanks, guys. This was supposed to be just a quick little conversation. And those quick conversations end up being like 2 hours at a time. But I'm getting tired. I still got a lot of work to do tomorrow. Just little things, trying to get stuff in the flower beds and stuff like that. But I swear there's someone standing outside. I've got my door open right now, and all I have open is my storm door. And I swear there's someone on my deck that's been staring at me for quite a while. So if you look, I keep looking out there. I see. Yeah.
Take your recorder.
Yeah. The only Black Dagger Brotherhood. That's it. Those are some cool vampires. Thanks to Tracy Rizzo. I got to watch that show. It was awesome. Yeah. I don't know. All right. It's time to turn a TV on because my house is way too quiet. I can't stand that. Seeker said, "Great to meet you, Melissa."
Nice to meet you.
Melissa says we are in bed, so grab the bat. You know what? It wouldn't help to call either one of them because Britt and Tessa will never answer the damn phone. There's an emergency. They're the last ones I'm calling.
So I feel like with my husband, no use in texting him or calling him. His phone's always on silent.
Yeah.
And it's like going to the store and it's like, oh crap. Text him, what'd you tell me to get?
I do, Seeker. You occasionally assault under my. I'm going to have to do a little bit inside front door. I can't do my inside my door. I could do in between the doors, but I don't want it around my cats. That's because we answer if you text first. You guys don't answer me when I text half the time. Good thing it wasn't important. Those two, I tell you, it takes forever for them to get back to you. Yeah, I mean, I could put it inside the area of the front doors, but I've done that, Seeker, and yeah, it does. I don't know. I'm going to sage though. I'm going to start buying a spray bottle with sage. I got to get before Randolph, and I will definitely start saging my car before I leave the Broadwell Funeral Home and sage myself. And hopefully that might help a little bit and back them off some. Tessa, because I always come over and you take new meds. I love you. She does. When I did my colonoscopy, she came over when I drank the drink, and when I take a new medication, I go to her. She comes to me just to make sure that I'm not going to have an allergic reaction. She does. I appreciate that. Thank you. Seeker said you're safe. Okay, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm getting tired. Melissa's getting tired.
A little bit, yeah.
Losing people. I don't know. Nobody's around. Somebody's live somewhere that's doing something exciting.
Oh, that'll be us for sure next year, without a doubt.
No, before we get off of here, Randolph, May 2nd, Haunted Bravo Funeral Home, May 4th. My cat's having surgery, so I'm going to be not anywhere the next couple weeks taking care of him. And then June, I'm going to be doing some filming for Scare Network TV. And then June, I should also be at the Eura Shrine in Bristol, Tennessee. And then we'll go from there. I'm hoping to do Jim Jones Church if I can get that scheduled and find a time if a few people want to go to Jim Jones Church. Not a whole lot of people because it's not a big, it's just a church. But I would like to do that this summer. I lost Melissa. Where'd you go?
I'm here.
Oh, I don't see you no more.
I hit a button on my computer and now I don't know where I went.
Thanks. Thank you, Dale. Thank you. Glad you're feeling better. Hope you're feeling better. I will remind you, Seeker. We'll be live on May 2nd at Randolph, May 4th at Broadwell Funeral Home. May 2nd will be a good night. We got a big 14 people, counting myself, coming. It'll be a good group of people. Outlaw Paranormal. Jimmy's coming up, Seeker. Jimmy will be with me on May 2nd at Randolph. He's coming up from Tennessee. So that'll be good. That's a little boy spirit, Jennifer. Where? Here? Well, if you say that, see, Steve was saying the other night there's a little boy here from the funeral home too. Oh, good Lord. I hope not. You say there's a little boy here now?
What?
What was that, cat?
Yeah.
Well, I will check it out, Seeker. See if there's anybody else here. But I haven't really felt anybody, so if he's hanging back and not really doing anything, No, if he's quiet, then I just haven't heard him. In your house. Yeah, in your house. Okay, go figure. He's lost. Well, he's probably from the funeral home. Nobody wants to go back to the damn funeral home. See you, Tessa. All right, I'll look into it, Seeker. Tomorrow I'll look into it and let me see what I can figure out who he is. Or maybe I'll get my EVP recorder out here when I hang up and see what I can find out. Send Bob on him. Bob hasn't been here. Seeker's going to try to cross him over. That'd be great, Seeker. Could you help? Thank you, Dale. Britt's on a new medication. I'll tell you real quick before we hang up. She's on new Crohn's medication. Seems like she's doing much better on this medication so far. She will be with us at Randolph, her and Tessa. So yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, cross him over, Seeker. A little orphan. Is he Indian? Just an orphan. Well, he's from the funeral home. Can you send him back to the funeral home, Seeker?
Jennifer says, not the mic.
I know, right?
Go home.
Oh, gosh. It's like I can't even walk in a funeral home and not bring nobody home with me. It's crazy. Every time I leave there, I bring one home, and I don't know if it's going to be a nice one or a bad one. Bye, Tessa. She goes, I have to get off of here. Damn it, Jennifer. Oh, good night, Tessa. Good night, Britt. Good night, everyone. I appreciate it. We thank you for tuning in. We're going to hang up now because we're both tired and everybody else probably is too. This is Saturday night, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank goodness. So I got stuff to do tomorrow. But we will be back soon. But not until May 2nd. I might slip a graveyard in between the next 2 weeks. I might go to a graveyard. There is an interesting graveyard I want to go to that the Indian Sweet Lips actually got killed by her own tribe. And when they killed her, they already opened up an area for a grave and they knocked her in the head and they pushed her inside her grave. And when they pushed her in, they buried her. And she was part of their tribe. And they call her Sweet Lips. And she actually has her own gravestone and everything. So I really want to get some communication from her, see if I can do that. So I might be doing that within the next 2 weeks before we go to Randolph. We'll see how Dashy does with his surgery on Thursday. He's gone, Jennifer? Oh, thank you, Seeker. Thank you. Tracy said, Melissa, stop touching your port.
Oh, no, it's itching. I'm rubbing around. And then I hit that spot I can't help it. It's.
Is there something you can put on it to help?
I don't know. Oh, I think it's where you
cortisone or something.
I don't know. It's like I say, I think it's that glue because it's just itching all around it here. And like I say, I think that's staying red just because I think it's that glue because this is still kind of red too. And I can just feel the glue.
Can't you wash the glue off? Or you can't.
I don't think I'm supposed to be getting it wet, and I've been getting it wet the whole fucking time. Oh. I don't think I'm actually supposed to have got these wet until like today. So I mean, I've not been scrubbing, but kind of patted a little bit.
That's what.
Yeah, I mean, I want to.
You said tap it.
Yeah.
But what if you can't use cortisone or something on it?
Because the same shit happens. Like if I get a cut and I put like cortisone cream, whatever you put on cuts, that my cuts will do that same thing.
Well, Tracy just said, I'll find the name of the spray I use for mine for her. She can get it at Walgreens.
All right, I got shit. They called in the numbing cream, lidocaine. I picked that up today. But I don't know. It's supposed to put it on there 30 minutes before I go. We'll see.
Crow Tribe. I believe one's out my door right now, Seeker. Yeah, she
You
said
need to
put
talk
it
to me.
around the incision, but not on it.
Oh, around it. And see, I feel like they're gonna end up sticking me right in the where they cut me. And he's like, no, no. And I'm thinking, well, from what I feel, that's where I feel like you're gonna put that needle. It's right in that incision. Ugh.
I had enough needles on the 31st. So I still got to get 15 more.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not done getting poked with needles. Oh no, they can start using my port now. Okay. Phew.
Seeker said little boy is happy now. Thank you, Seeker.
Me too.
All right, guys. Melissa's getting tired. I'm getting tired. Thank you for
Take a Tylenol.
thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Tracy said they will numb it first. They will stick her in the center. Yes, they will numb it first.
Off the coffee table.
You're very safe. Yeah, I feel safe, Seeker. I got a lot of protection around me. I do. I have a lot of protection. I'm good. Plus, I do meditation and yoga, and I do my third eye, and I got it all. I'm with it. Good night, Dale. Good night, Steve, Seeker, Tracy, everyone. Thank you. I think you're the only fourth on here. I appreciate it. It's Saturday night. The weather is beautiful. Hey, I know people are out. They're out running around, having fun, having dinner, whatever.
Bonfire.
It's so nice. And yeah, probably at the bars, drinking and partying outside. Yep. It's that time of year. I will, Seeker. I'll have to message you and tell you my story, or go back to the beginning of this live and watch the beginning of it, because I do tell a story about the funeral home and what happened with Steve and I. Because when you say crossover, I did something, and Steve helped me that night, and it was amazing. So, yeah. My cats are looking like, why is this house so quiet? All I hear is the refrigerator going. Dashy's looking at something. Dashy's looking at something in the living room. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks, Melissa, for getting on here with me.
Not a problem. I try to jump on when I can.
Yeah. We haven't done this for a few months.
Yeah, investigate when I can. I'm hoping I'll be able to get a couple in the summer anyway.
Well, good. We'll work something out in the funeral home, and Britt and Tessa and you and I can go.
So I figure I think I'll feel good. I mean, not every weekend, but I think I'll feel good enough to here and there.
Yeah. Well,
just get out, because I'll get tired of looking at these walls.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll work something out. Seeker said good night, Melissa.
Good night.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a nice Sunday, and we'll see you soon. Bye, guys. Take care. Take care of your back, Dale.
Yeah.
Be quiet, Steve. Good night, guys.